What's up, kids? Welcome back to whatever this is. I first started saying that because I honestly didn't really know what it was. It's just this thing I do, and I'm in this state of flux always where what am I going to be talking about on the video today? So it just kind of became a thing, and now it's a thing. Today what I want to talk to you guys about is a couple different things, but first off I want to share with you an Instagram hack that you can start using today to improve the way that your pictures and your feed looks right now. It's so easy, and I can't believe I've never seen this before. Maybe it's a new thing. Maybe Instagram's finally letting it happen. I'm gonna make your life so much better right now. We're gonna kick it off by getting in here to Instagram. Here, I'll show you. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use this particular image right here because this is in reference to something I did on the podcast. This is incredibly hard to do while looking through the screen. I already pre-typed this out because I just had to. I don't normally do this. Normally I would just type all this in, but here's what I want to show you. Do you know how sometimes when you post something and you try to do line breaks and the line breaks don't happen and it just makes for a weird looking situation where all your text kind of runs together, kind of like this is already doing? I figured out the hack. I figured out the hack to how to get this so that you can have very clean line breaks. In fact, I'm gonna back out just so you can see what I'm doing here. This is one of my recent posts. See how my line breaks are all broken up really nicely? I'm gonna show you the hack to get that done. Go back here, let's go back here, grab that thing, go there, paste my stuff in. And I wanna break this up. The trick is really, really simple. I'll try to get this as close as I possibly can. First, I wanna find where my line break should be. You know when you put in like a double space to get a period, or you have a line break and it automatically puts that little space right there between the two? You don't want that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete that space between that question mark and the letter M. I'm gonna switch this over down here so that I hit the return button. 1, 2, 3. You have a good gap right there. Go find the other one. Just gonna put it right there at the head. Delete the space, hit return again. 1, 2, 3. Good space between both of those things. Go ahead and do our other stuff. We're gonna tag our friend Adam. We're also gonna do this because we're in Long Beach and I love Long Beach, and we're gonna hit share. Oops, we're gonna hit share. Here goes, posting, posting, posting. Boom, look at that. Look at that. How awesome. Such a simple hack. Again, just to rehash. When you go to get your line breaks, wherever they may be, just make sure that you don't have that space after the period before you hit the line break. Make sure that those things are right next to each other. Hit that line break 3 times. It will shrink up, I promise you. Hit the line break 3 times. Now, this is on iPhone. I've not tested this on any other phone but this phone. I've tested it on other versions of an iPhone. I had a different iPhone and it worked. Can't say for sure if it will work on Android, but it should. When I figured it out, it changed my life. At least changed my Instagram life, and now I hope that I have changed your Instagram life too. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, you can go right there. Find me. Last time I made a video, I talked about how I don't remember exactly what it was. Before, in a previous video, I talked about how I wanted to be changing up the content that I do here by being a little bit more informative, a little bit more direct with design, just creating stuff so that you guys can maybe see a little bit into my process, but also maybe try to figure out how I'm doing what I'm doing. You can go do it yourself or just have some fun with that. That was great and all, except I started to get into my head too much about what am I gonna do this time? What am I gonna do the next video? What is that next video gonna be, Dave? I don't know! I stressed myself out over this thing, and it was stupid, and then I didn't get any videos done, but here I am now, because, look, let's be real. I've been trying to make that video about the Instagram stuff for a long time, but I thought, well, and I just didn't do it. And there's really no other reason for it, except I'm just dumb and lazy. I'm not dumb and lazy, but I procrastinate and I get in my head too much. How's that? The other day I'm watching this video with Casey Neistat, and he's talking to this guy, Mr. Beast. I will link to that in the description. He's talking to Mr. Beast, who is an up-and-coming YouTuber who's just kind of had this meteoric rise after a really long stretch of not getting anywhere. He's talking to Mr. Beast about the kind of content that Mr. Beast creates. Before I go any further, I don't want to promote Mr. Beast so that you go turn around and do your own YouTube thing and say, I'm gonna be just like him. Don't do that. It would be very difficult to be just like him, especially the scope of the work that he's doing now, but don't go do that. What I did take away from that conversation is this. The kid is just doing work that makes him feel good. He's doing work that makes his heart swell. He likes to do good things for good people. He also likes to challenge himself physically, mentally, to do weird and interesting things. And he's just putting out what feels right at the moment. He's also being a little bit strategic with some of the stuff that he talks about. Like, he talks about very particular people in some of his videos, like PewDiePie, Logan Paul, Casey Neistat. He's talked about some of these other people strategically, but not so strategically like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to hop on their bandwagon. Long story short, he's doing works that makes him feel good, that he enjoys, and makes other people happy, and now he's a millionaire. I'm not trying to be a millionaire. I hope you're not trying to be a millionaire either, but I do want to create content that, number one, makes me feel good, number two, gives you some sort of value, and somewhere in between there, like maybe teaching moments, I don't know, I just want to do something that both feels good but isn't a heavy weight on me to go like, what am I gonna do this time? That's literally how I feel sometimes. I just feel like, the world is coming down on top of me. I'm a little over dramatic. I just want to start making some videos here that, you know, number one, you guys get some value out. Number two, maybe you learn something. Number three, they're just a lot of fun. A lot of fun to make. Just have a good time. Be fun, be silly, be crazy. Not be so serious about this stuff. Not be so targeted like, I've got to figure out how to get into the faces of every single graphic designer on the planet because they need to learn what I just taught them. Sure, maybe there might be the occasional thing that does that, but really, I care about that. I want you guys to learn. I want you guys to get some value. I want you guys to have some fun, but really, I just want to have fun. I want you to have fun. That's really the biggest. First thing's fun. So let's go have some fun. In fact, you know, if you go back to, let's go back to Instagram for 1 second. That post right there, completely silly, makes absolutely no sense. Most people will not like that post. Not that they won't like it, but they won't, you know, they won't do this. Yes, I just liked my own thing. So what? Get off me. They won't go liking my picture because they won't get it. But the people that know will get it. If you listen to the podcast, you get it. If you don't listen to the podcast, what? Go listen to my podcast, daveconry.com/podcast, or find it on iTunes. It's called Art Lessons Podcast with Dave Conry. I'll link to that in the description too. But I digress. This post is just for fun. Sure, it was also to help you guys out, figure out how I did this thing, but the content of that post was just for fun. That's all. I'll probably lose followers from it. Oh well. I'm just trying to have a good time with this. And I think that really is the key. I think that at some point, we start to feel like when we're making this stuff that we gotta go, oh my God, I gotta be more serious about everything I do. And sure, you should be serious about some of the stuff you're doing. Trying to build a business, you should be serious about that. But there's no reason why you can't have a good time while you're being serious. You could be focused on your marketing and your business and your content creation and the work that you're making. You can be very serious about that, managing your accounting and all. But you can also be goofy and crazy. So that's really, I guess, moral of the story. Found those papers I was looking for. Where did it go? There we go. This isn't a question. This is a directive. What makes you happy? In other words, do what makes you happy. Do the other stuff too, but have fun and be happy at the same time. On that note, I'm gonna go do something that makes me happy, and that is I'm gonna go pick up my son from school, and then we're gonna go do something we probably shouldn't do, but also makes me happy. We're gonna go get some ice cream. That's it, I'm out. Remember, be good today, be better tomorrow. See ya. That was actually a lot of fun.